Alright, welcome on in to anyone joining now or later. We are playing the Silent Hill 2 2024 remake. So, last time we got through the prison as well as through the labyrinth. And looks like we will be getting the Maria ending trophy in this playthrough because as much as I hate to say it because I do love this game, I was getting burnt out of it. I had played it like 7 times in a row. So I decided for my personal time, I was going to take a break from it. So I haven't gotten the Maria trophy. So we'll be getting that in this playthrough, it looks like. As long as it doesn't take too long on today's stream, because I will be continuing my personal playthroughs of Silent Hill 2 next week. Now, where we left off, we just got to this pier after beating Eddie's ass, and we're headed to the Lakeview Hotel. Now, if it is your first time here, I would highly recommend turning away because you will be spoiled on the ending for this game. And I should say the endings, because I am going for multiple. Some of them are New Game Plus endings, if I'm not mistaken. Because if I'm... Oh, I can't access my inventory here. Okay. Well, let's row our boat. And if you are shooting for the platinum, here you'll face one of the easiest trophies, which is to chill on the lake for 10 minutes. A lot of people, whenever this launched, thought it was such a weird trophy and didn't understand why it was here. It's actually here as a reference to one of the requirements for one of the hardest trophies in the HD version of 2, which was to complete a 10-star run. Well, in one of the requirements to complete a 10-star run is to get across the lake in 10 minutes, which you have to do on the highest difficulty, on puzzle difficulty and combat difficulty. So the controls were a pain in the ass. And this was one of the hardest trophies. But also, it wound up presenting a whole different problem in the HD version, because there was no way to time, unless you time it yourself, how long it took you to get across the lake unless you got that trophy. So if you're shooting for the 10-star run, I hope you didn't pop that trophy in one of your previous playthroughs. Otherwise, you won't know until it's too late whether or not you got that trophy. Oh, wow. But if you haven't played this game before, I highly recommend it. If you are on Xbox, you won't have to wait long for the remake to come out on Xbox. If you're on PC or PlayStation, you can play the remake right now. Or PC or PlayStation 5, I should say. Anyone who's on PS4 unfortunately won't have access to any version of this game. However, if you are wanting to play the originals, you can get the original 2 through emulation, or if you still have your PS2 and you want it in your collection, it'll cost you a pretty penny, but you can get the original version of 2, or the greatest hits version, which includes a separate campaign, which is Born from a Wish. But if you are on PS3 or Xbox and you want to play it right now, you can play the HD version, which isn't the best version. It's actually the worst version. But it is still, Silent Hill 2. So at its core, you are getting a good game. Just the worst version of that good game, unfortunately. In my opinion, it really doesn't matter which version you play. This is one of those games that I feel everyone must play at least twice. Alright, we are on a New Game Plus. So you guys will get to see multiple endings. I feel like I've said this before. like I've forgotten before that we were doing a New Game Plus. Now I warn you, whenever you play for the first time, if you haven't already played, it won't be as easy as what you're going to see, because I'm on a New Game Plus, so I have access to the chainsaw. Whenever you play for the first time, you don't have access to that. Can we go through here? No. I will say though, if you do look to platinum this game,
this place hasn't changed at all in 3 years.
Ew. Schnesty. If you do look to platinum this game, good luck, because there are 3 different collectibles you'll have to collect. And unlike things like Resident Evil, you have to get all of them, each category, in a single playthrough. For example, all the glimpses of the past, you have to get all of them in a single playthrough. All of the memos, you have to get all of them in a single playthrough. And then finally, all the strange photographs, you have to get in a single playthrough for the trophies.
Mary.
It sucks. I just finished the Glimpses of the Past trophy like last week. I was working on the memos, but I wound up feeling burnt out from the game and taking a break. I'm in the hospital in my personal playthrough, so I probably should have finished out the hospital and then taken a break, but I didn't. Alright. Nuka-Cola. Also, since you guys know I work security, my boss is assigning me to essentially a test post. every Thursday, starting tomorrow, actually. Actually, I'm gonna cut through here. Okay. So right before we enter the room with Mary, or the room where we're supposed to meet Mary, you'll find out. We're gonna create a save before that and grab this book. So right after we solve the music box puzzle, we'll create a save. Because the thing is, we are shooting for the Maria ending. That's going to be the first ending we're going to get. If we grab this, it'll lock us into another ending. So no matter our actions, if we grab that, we're locked into a completely different ending. And we don't want that. Not yet, anyway. That'll be a bonus ending for you guys. I will say, it would have been really cool if so there are like 2 or 3 different sheets of music for the piano. It would have been really cool if you're doing a new game plus, if it replaces the normal sheets with sheets based off of tracks from the Silent Hill 2 soundtrack. This one would have been really cool if they swapped this with the theme of Laura. Silent Hill 2 has a really good soundtrack. Oh, I do have all 3 guns.
Did I scare you?
Yeah, you did. I guess I deserved it, huh? The fart face that I am.
Maybe. Then again, maybe you're not so bad. Just annoying.
Uh-huh. So, you got any other things planned? I think I saw a dark room back there you could lock me up in.
No. I think you've had enough. For now.
Well, that's reassuring.
Besides, I need your help finding Mary. She's here. Isn't she? Come on, tell me.
I wish I knew.
But she said it in her letter.
Wait. So there really is a letter?
Oh. Yeah. Want to read it? Just don't tell Rachel, okay?
Who's Rachel?
She's our nurse. I, took it from her locker.
My dearest Laura, I'm leaving this letter with Rachel to give to you after I'm gone. I'm far away now, in a quiet, beautiful place. Please forgive me for not saying goodbye before I left. Be well, Laura. Don't be too hard on the sisters. And Laura, about James. I know you hate him because you think he isn't nice to me, but please, give him a chance. It's true, he can be a little surly sometimes, and he doesn't laugh much. But underneath, he's a really sweet person. I love you, Laura. I love you like my very own daughter. I wish things were different. I wish we could be happy together, like we talked about. Even so, I know you will have a good life. You're a strong, smart, beautiful girl. Happy 8th birthday, Laura. Your friend, Mary.
Laura. How old are you?
I turned 8 last week.
That means Mary couldn't have died 3 years ago. Could she really be here? Is this the quiet, beautiful place she was talking about?
Me and Mary talked a lot about Silent Hill. She even showed me all her pictures. She really wanted to come back. She also talked a lot about you, you know? She even...
What? What is it?
Well, it kind of was his other letter. I think the one was for you. The envelope had your name on it.
Did you read it?
I wanted to. This one time, I almost did. Figured you didn't deserve to have it. But then I thought, Mary wouldn't want me to keep it from you. So I just sort of kept it for you. Here.
It's empty. Laura, there's nothing in it.
What? But I didn't take it. I swear.
Well, where is it then?
I must have lost it. I gotta find it.
Laura!
I absolutely love that scene. Because, like, throughout the story, you'll think that Lara is just being mean to you. But in this scene, it kind of shows something. Kind of shows something that you really wouldn't notice unless you know a little bit about child psychology. So if you know a little bit about child psychology, this moment will reveal something to you.
Laura!
I'll talk about it a little bit later, but it has to do with Laura as a character and what she has been through. Oh, wait. Let's check for loot. No loot in there. No loot in there. Damn. Key items, 102. James, it is right there. Anyway. But one thing that I love about this game's writing, and this applied to the original, but I feel like they leaned a little more into it in the remake, is the psychology of the different characters. And it is just written so wonderfully. I already used... Yeah. Okay. But you can definitely tell that I apologize. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. You can definitely tell that the writers of the original game, because obviously they're the ones who originally wrote the story. This is basically just a new version of that same story. But you can definitely tell that they did their research when it came to psychology and made it such an important part of this game. And honestly, it is an important part of the series, but this game specifically, because they didn't have to worry about the cult storyline, this game just shows that way more. And all of the characters are well fleshed out. Can't touch this. Bam, 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 bam. Okay, I don't have a key for this door. But all these characters are fleshed out so well. And the vocal performances in the remake. In the original, there was really only one performance that was really good, and that was for, well, technically two. And the only reason I say two was because she did play two characters. It was the same actress. But Mary/Maria from the original was like the only actor who was like really good in the original. And that kind of sucks to say because the original is, you know, it is the original. It is where this story came from, you know? So it sucks to sit there and be like, yeah, the original, it just wasn't well performed. But whenever Blooper Team was working on the remake, they absolutely cooked. My complaints, I can count on one hand the complaints I have with the remake. Also, I could pretty much count how many meaningless changes there were. Because in remakes, there's always going to be changes. There's always going to be differences between the original and the remake. But the difference between a good change and a bad change is what does it add? You know, what does it add or subtract? So, for example, with Resident Evil 2 Remake, it is so fun to play. However, it actually removes so much from the original and really doesn't replace it. And one of the key features of the original Resident Evil 2 was the item tagging system. So items that you take in your first playthrough won't be there in your second playthrough. And key items will be found in different locations. This, as well as the writing, because the writing between the A and B scenarios were a little more tight, you know. But with the remake, the A and B scenarios are pretty much the same with some few changes. Which sucks to say, because that is one of the best features from the original. So despite being the most fun version to play, I think Resident Evil 2 Remake is worse than the original. With that being said, I am more likely to go back and play the remake than I am the original. Okay. Let's put all the books on the shelf. Mother. Oh, wait. Maybe I have them on the wrong side. There we go. Such a Resident Evil thing to do. Secret room. Huh. I just realized that was just a normal light bulb painted red. So, never mind, never mind. Actually, I think I've already mentioned. I have never noticed that, like, I think it was a crying sound, actually. But I've never noticed that as walking past the room. So, he removes a normal light bulb painted red. I feel like that's a hint at the loop theory. Like, James has done this before. And that was one of the light bulbs he put in previously. Because he does that in the original as well. But I'd have to look at the original again and see if he removes a red light bulb in the original or if he removes a light bulb painted red in the original. Because if he removes just a solid red light bulb, that could easily be a hint to... Okay, to the loop theory. Which, mind you, is one of the most popular fan theories for Silent Hill 2. Get down! Okay, good, you're not one of the... But essentially, I'm gonna quickly explain the loop theory, which honestly kind of self-explanatory, but the loop theory is the theory that James is going through an endless cycle. He's going through Silent Hill over and over and over again. Like, this is his personal hell. Which, in a way, is kind of right. But this room is locked, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. 202. Okay, we'll have to see if we can find the key. Lakeview Hotel, gate, door, investigate, 217. Lakeview, 318. Okay. But one of the best parts of Silent Hill are the countless fan theories. Oh, here we go. 202. The fan theories are one of the best parts about this series in general. Because aside from 1 and 3, because if I'm not mistaken, 3 does have a canon ending. Basically, all the other games are just up to interpretation. You know, what do you believe actually happened? What do you believe is the canon ending? And creators have spoken on what they believe is the canon ending or things like that, but realistically there is no canon ending. Also, one of the best parts about this series in general is that it'll kind of fuck with you. It'll kind of make you question your own sanity. And there is one specific case in the original that is the most apparent. That was unfortunately changed in the remake. That is one of the few complaints I have about the remake. So we already went through the Otherworld Hotel, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned this one complaint when we were in that section. So when you're in the Otherworld version of the hotel, there's a room where you will walk in and you'll hear whispering. However, when you hear it in the original, there's only a 50% chance you'll even hear it in the first place. And that specific room, back when it released in 2001, because mind you, YouTube wasn't a thing or anything like that. We'll come back. YouTube wasn't a thing or anything like that. So people didn't know whether there were some people who were wondering, why am I hearing whispering? And then others being like, you aren't supposed to hear whispering. Are you actually hearing whispering? Things like that. So there were people thinking that they were actually going crazy playing that game. And the soundtrack tapped into certain frequencies, or they used certain frequencies of noise that actually produced the feeling of anxiety in a massive number of people, to where there was actually medical warnings with the original Silent Hill 2. I don't know if that is the same case with the remake. However, it is the same composer, so it is quite possible. But there aren't any, not that I noticed, there aren't any medical warnings with the remake. Now, I could be wrong. I might not have noticed them. But... Ooh! Didn't notice you. I love this little jingle. Just... tingles. Anyway. But the composer Akira Yamaoka, which I have mentioned several times while playing this game, because I'm like, hey, check out his other works, his work on Silent Hill 2 and its soundtrack, hell, almost the entire series, because he did the soundtrack for almost every single entry, was absolutely amazing. Now, 2 is what he's most famous for, because, 2 is the most famous entry in the series. Let's be completely honest. However, his work throughout the series has been absolutely amazing. Personally, I feel like 3, 4, Shattered Memories, and 2 are his best works. He also did the soundtracks for Lollipop Chainsaw. So I highly recommend giving that a listen as well, because he absolutely cooked. And I just can't understate. There's no way I can sit there and fully express just how good he has done with this soundtrack. He has done absolutely amazing work with this series. Because of his work with this series, he has actually become my favorite game composer. I listen to the Silent Hill soundtracks all the time. Which, remember how I mentioned the original had medical warnings for the feeling of anxiety that it produced in people? I fall asleep to these soundtracks. These are relaxing to me. And that does include the original soundtrack for 2. Like, I find them very relaxing. These soundtracks are like zen to me. I have fallen asleep to the soundtrack of 2, 3, Shattered Memories, 4. I haven't fallen asleep to 1, but it did play while I was asleep. That's why you don't overeat, bro. But if you have not checked out his other works, I highly recommend it. And I cannot stress that enough. They are absolutely worth your time.
James!
I think I know where you were hiding. I think you were hiding over here. Fuck. I forgot to charge my headset. So I'll go ahead and plug it in while I'm playing. Bro's just feeling like a diva. Bolt cutters. Okay. So there's a couple places we can go. I unlocked this door. Okay. I want to do this real quick. Notice how the windows and this area look nice and clean. I want to point this out specifically. The game will absolutely fuck with you. And in case you don't believe me when I say this, we pick up this, which is for the music box puzzle. Ah. Okay, now that those guys are dealt. Now that those are dealt with, I can finally highlight what I'm trying to. Okay. So you remember how that stairway looked? Oh. Looks disheveled, dirty. The glass is broken now. At least most of it. That one ain't. But whenever I first played and I came back through this area and I saw all this disheveled, I thought I was going crazy because I was like, wait, didn't this look perfectly fine before? What happened? Anyway, so we have this. Now we are going to go We're going to go to room 107 because we have a key for that room. But that's not the only time the game will absolutely fuck with you. And if you ask me, it is absolutely hilarious that the game will fuck with you. Alright. Room 107. You dead? I think she's dead. I will say though, in a way, the remake fucks with you more thanks to those guys. Alright, we've got the fireplace key. So we'll be able to head back to the conference room. But, since we are on the first floor anyway, might as well knock out grabbing another key item. Don't want to go that way. Which is this way. I just want to state, despite me knowing the various answers and keys and stuff like that, I will still, for the most part, do it as if it's my first time. Because I could easily just progress through a section I'm not supposed to access just yet. There anything over here? No. James, it's okay. You're not dying. Love that there's just a note down here to go to the conference room, even though going there is going in that room is absolutely unnecessary. Cinderella.
God damn it.
And she's down for the count. I'll be honest, I enjoy using my rifle because despite the fact that I have a chainsaw, whenever I first played, I didn't get the rifle. I just absolutely missed it. And I had the choice of either going back 2 hours worth of progress, at least, and getting it, or just continuing without it. And at the time, I chose to continue without it. Someone needs to learn how to paint. Whew. Messy work. All right. We've got Cinderella. We've got Snow White. We have to head down, grab that book. But while we're down here, let's go ahead and toss the figurines in here. We head to where we met Laura. And we find a can opener. It's good, I was kind of hungry. Delicious! And we combine these two things. Alright. Let's giggity the fuck on out of here. Now the process for this would be the same regardless of the difficulty. However, you're going to see exactly why we had to do all this. Now if you already know the codes, then you can just input the code. For example, I know the code here. It is Dark Wish. But and now we have the key for the employee elevator. Which then leads to one of the most nerve-wracking parts of this game. Supposed to turn here. And then we have to toss all of our stuff in. Otherwise, actually, let me just show you. I feel it's better to show you. Let's say we take our weapons and our flashlight. So we've got to leave our stuff behind. Whew. We have nothing to defend ourselves. No healing items. Well, except what we pick up down here. So if you aren't careful, you will easily get fucked down here. Oh yeah, give me ammo for a gun I'm not carrying at the moment. Wonderful game. Okay. I know there was something in here. I guess there wasn't. It sees me. Sucker! Haha, you can't get me. Even though those things have already been shown busting down walls. At least bro's respecting my space. Here, we find another cube. We'll need to head back there in just a sec. Also, if you're going for the glimpses of the past, there's one right here. Also, even if you are safe, if you run around too much, they will hear you. There's the final gem. And for the interact with bread trophy, right there, but that's the trophy I'm saving for last. And I am fucked. No, I'm not. Oh, that could have gone so bad. No, I don't want to put it there. No. Seven, 4, 1, 4. We're gonna let her walk on by. Oh. This section is just stress. Seven, 4, 1, 4. Which I already know the code. We've got the basement key. Oh. Honestly, the previous area required more sneaking around than this one. Bro just turned around. Asshole. Did you just speed up? She might know where I am. Well, even if she knows where I am, she can't get me here. If I'm not mistaken, there should be some ammo in here somewhere. No? Damn. There we go. Take this. Thank you. Take this back. Also, if you don't interact with Fred while you're down here, you will not get the chance to come back. And I'll show you why. That is why. The steam will prevent you from going back. So, if you don't interact with bread in that moment, you will not be interacting with bread. Of course, you will be able to do that in any playthrough. So, being that you will have to do multiple playthroughs anyway, you'll have several opportunities to get that. However, that is the only part where you will be able to. Okay. All right. So we got that part of the puzzle solved. Now it's time for the rotations. So how the rotations work is you read this, and it'll give you hints as to how many times you rotate it. Now, it will change depending on difficulty, but the core concept of it stays the same. Now, I am looking up my notes. Start. Third floor. Now, we're going to head up, get our stuff, head down, save, and then proceed. I love that the music just fills the hotel. And we'll even play in this. I never knew this because I always saved it till after I got my stuff back. And boom. Actually, we can save right here. So our last save was at the Toluca Lake. Oh, it ends? Okay. I did not know that. I thought it'll just continue. Well, that sucks. But could always be worse. So now we access the 3rd floor. Third floor key. Key items. So, this is the point where what items you use will matter. So, for example, or what items you use / what items you have. So, for one ending, you have to collect, I believe, 4 unique items, and then you continue with the story like normal, and you're locked into that ending, which are the Obsidian Goblet, White Chrism, Crimson Ceremony, and then Book of Memories, I believe, but I don't remember. That is the item that we are not grabbing right now. We're going to grab that later. Then, there's the blue gem. We use that in the final location and we'll get the alien ending. This key, we use it and we get the dog ending. A white Kahlua. We drink it before entering the room and we get another ending, an original ending. So, we're going to go ahead and get the dog ending first. This is a fan favorite meme ending.
Bakashi. Nie. To nie może być prawda.
And that is the dog ending. You can definitely see why it's a fan favorite. We are going to skip this. Combat challenge, light. Puzzle challenge, light. Ending, dog. Ending, clear. 6 out of 8. Which, by the way, there are only 6 endings that you need to get for the platinum. which I haven't gotten them all, because 2 of them are original endings, and I've already gotten one of the original ending. The only ending that I need to get for a trophy is the Maria ending, which is really weird because usually with games like this, there's a trophy tied to each of the endings. The 2 original endings for the remake, you don't need to get for the platinum, which is kind of disappointing considering, you know, anyone shooting for the platinum likely won't play those endings, which sucks. Distance traveled 41.711 kilometers. Consumables picked up 387. I wonder if that includes ammo or just like healing items. Oh. Notes picked up 58. Number of times tried to open locked doors 190. I guess that just tells you I try to explore as much as possible. Number of times checked the map 139. Shut up. Total enemies killed 412. Enemies killed by shooting 115. Enemies killed by fighting 297. Total damage received 703. Favorite weapon groovy. Not groovy. Totally not groovy. Number of shots fired 456. Number of windows destroyed 294. Number of healing items used 15. Times died 0. Number of dodges performed 161. Continue. Now, we load the game. Now we're going to go for the Maria ending. Hopefully we'll get the Maria ending. We should, honestly. Okay. And the music is already stopped. Damn. I'll be honest, I really like the music that the box plays. Okay, so if we get the Maria ending, this should give us, or give me, 2 trophies. One, for getting the Maria ending, which is Vicious Cycle. And then the other being Party Like It's 2001, for getting the original 5 endings. Technically, there are 6 original endings from the original, but the alien ending is a little different from the original. So they count it as separate.
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful. You know what I heard? This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why. It's too bad we have to leave. Promise you'll take me again, James.
Hey, there you are. Do you know where Mary is? Come on, talk to me.
Mary's gone. She's dead.
Liar. That's a lie.
No. It's the truth.
She died because she was sick?
I killed her.
Kill her? Why did you do it? I hate you. I want her back. Give her back to me. I knew it. You didn't care about her. I hate you, James. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. She was always waiting for you. Why? Why?
I'm sorry. Mary, you know, isn't here. Mary?
James! Where are you? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you. Please, come to me. Do you hear me? Please, why won't you come?
But where? Where are you?
You're so close now. Please, don't leave me out here, James! James!
So now we've learned what actually happens. And this is the point where things are much different. Because we learn not only for the game, but also for James. Because James learns the truth here. And it breaks him. He did kill his wife, but he's not lying when he says he loves her. And this is the point where players aren't sure how to feel about James as a character. Some will end up seeing him as an absolute asshole. Some of them will see him as, how do I put it? Because I don't want to say a good guy, but a man put in an impossible situation. And this is something that the original Team Silent wanted to convey. Because, like, James as a character, morally, is so gray that depending on your life experiences, you will view James differently when you know the truth. And they did such a good job. And honestly, Blooper Team did a fantastic job with the remake because they keep that feeling. But also, the actor is so much better, so it all feels so much so much of an improvement. It conveys the messages of the story in ways that the original actor couldn't do. And one thing I want to point out to highlight this is there was a point in, actually it happens in the same point in both the original and the remake, but when you're at Heaven's Night with Maria, in the remake, Maria pours James a drink, and you can tell by James's body language as well as his face, especially his body language. That is the big one. That he is so tempted to take a drink. You could tell that he has been struggling with alcoholism. Without a word ever being said about it. But in the original, you find a note talking about James's alcoholism. And that is one of the biggest reasons why I say the remake is an improvement on the original. Now, I wouldn't go as far as to say it's a replacement because of things like the loop theory. There is still a place for the original. And if you have access to play the original, I still recommend it. And when I say access, I also do mean you are interested in playing the original. Because you do have to deal with things like tank controls and fixed camera angles. But if you do not mind dealing with that, I highly recommend playing the original. Anyway, let's listen to this.
She will not be cured. All that suffering. I'm no longer sure if it was of any use. If it meant anything at all. I can't say if this newfound understanding, if there's any wisdom to be had in all that happened. I suppose that's for you to learn. And I hope you will.
But what I will say about the original versus the remake is I think the remake overall is better. Because for the most part, the things that were done well in the original were kept. And the things that weren't done so well in the original were just improved. That being said, the remake isn't without its flaws. And I will discuss more of its flaws we whenever we pass another section where I think it made a mistake. Where the original did it better. And we are close to that. But overall, just so much has been improved that I can't in good consciousness say that the original is better. I'm not gonna, like I said, despite the remake being better in my opinion, the original still has its place. Especially since there has been some changes. So there is still some new things. And some of those changes they seem meaningless, but they serve their own purpose. And what I mean by this is, for example, the changes in the puzzles and where Eddie and James meet for the second time, the changes have a purpose because they hint to the loop theory. And that's one thing that I love that Blooper Team did, was they hinted at that theory without outright confirming it or anything. Which is such a Team Silent thing of them to do. Out of every post-Team Silent game, I could probably count on one hand how many different games have actually respected the original team. And I mean fully respected. A lot of people won't like it, but the developers of Silent Hill Downpour were one of those teams. There was Kojima. There was Blooper. And then there was the team behind Silent Hill F. Those are the four that absolutely respected Team Silent and their games and didn't fuck with any of their shit. Silent Hill Origins, Book of Memories, Silent Hill Homecoming, most of the post-Team Silent games, they kind of rode the tails of Team Silent. And I don't just mean following suit. I mean like purposely rode the tail of one of the previous games purely to have popularity points. Now, some of them did do some interesting things with those games. For example, Shattered Memories. It was a reimagined twisted version of 1, but it did its own thing at the same time. And then you have things like Silent Hill Homecoming, which reused Pyramid Head, but didn't understand the meaning behind Pyramid Head. Which, to be fair, Silent Hill Homecoming is more so inspired by the movies than the games itself. So keeping that in mind, that isn't as bad. It is still bad because why would you do that? And several devs have reminded the leads that this is a bad idea. But they didn't listen. They were like, put Pyramid Head in there. And then, and Homecoming still did its own thing. It basically just had Pyramid Head as like a cameo appearance. But with it taking more inspiration from the movies, it makes a little more sense. In the context of the Silent Hill movies, Silent Hill Homecoming is better than the movies. I'm sorry, the movies are absolute dog shit. And then there's, in my opinion, the absolute worst entry in the entire series, which is Origins. I know that a lot of like OG fans are not going to be happy that I say that, but Origins absolutely rides the tail of 1 so much. It like has its nose so far up Silent Hill 1's ass that Origins can smell what all the Team Silent members had for breakfast before developing that game. And the worst part about it, the worst part about Silent Hill Origins being so far up Silent Hill 1's ass is the fact that the devs behind Origins didn't understand jack shit from Silent Hill 1. It's like they had a checklist. It's like they watched a playthrough of Silent Hill 1, made note of some things from that game, and were just like, okay, we're going to make a prequel. Make sure to include these things. What do these things do? Who cares? Just include them. And it is so fucking stupid. It's like Origins takes a copy. This is like a metaphor, okay? Origins takes Silent Hill 1 and takes an absolute fat shit on it. Out of all the games, and I mean all the games, hell, I'll even throw in the movies, because I don't think the movies are as bad as Silent Hill Origins. Origins is absolute dog shit. It is absolutely disrespectful to the original 4 games as well as Team Silent. It is disgusting to see what they did to Team Silent's baby. Now, I will say the movies aren't much better. The movies are retellings of Silent Hill games, but fuck up everything. Which is awful. And they include Pyramid Head even when it doesn't make sense. For example, the first movie is a retelling of Silent Hill 1, but it includes Pyramid Head. And it makes no sense. They also include monsters from Silent Hill 2, which, again, makes no sense for the canonical reason. And then there's Silent Hill 3, includes Pyramid. Then there's the second Silent Hill movie, Silent Hill Revelations, which is a retelling of Silent Hill 3. Again, includes Pyramid Head, includes monsters from Silent Hill 2. No reason to. And it fucks up everything. I would rather watch those movies than play Origins. Apologize for my rant.
Mama? Mama! I was looking for you. You're the only one left. Maybe then I can finally rest. Mama. What's wrong? Wait. You're not my mama. It's you.
sorry, Angela. I think you were right. What we're looking for is not here. Not anymore.
Thank you for helping me earlier. But I wish you hadn't. Even Mama said it. I deserve what happened.
No, Angela, that is not true.
Don't pity me. I'm not worth it. Or maybe you think you can save me? Will you love me? Care for me? Heal all my pain? That's what I thought. James. Give me back the knife.
No, I won't.
Saving it for yourself. Have it your way. It doesn't change anything.
It's hot as hell in here.
You see it too? For me, it's always like this.
Now, I'm going to talk about the things that this game didn't do so well compared to the original. And that was one of them. It was so well acted. But in the original, after the cutscene plays, you are still in that room. It leaves you there to think about what you just saw. And leaves you to stay as long as you need to just think. Of course, the timer still runs, so if you're going for a 10-star, you don't stick around. But if you're going for a 10-star, you've already played the game. But in the remake, James leaves in the cutscene, which is just not as good. I feel like the original did it better. I still don't know where that key is supposed to be. But Another thing that I don't think it did as well, which I already mentioned a couple of times, was the whisper room in the Otherworld apartments. Oh, and a little detail is throughout the story, whenever you go to save, James will look directly forward, basically directly at the player. But after what happens to Angela, you see this. James is thinking about what happened with Angela. Which I love that detail so much. Honestly, this included so much good details. I have to commend it. But back to the conversation of things I don't think the original did as well, or things I don't think the remake did as well. So I mentioned the remake, he leaves that room in a cutscene, whereas the original you were able to stay there and just think. And that was done on purpose, by the way. The whisper room, which in the remake, anytime you enter that room, you will hear the whispering. Whereas in the original, it was a 50-50 chance. There's the great knife. Unfortunately, in the remake, you don't get to use the great knife. Oh, my bad. You don't get to use the great knife as a weapon. In the original, you were able to pick up the great knife and use it. It had a long wind-up, but it hit heavy. I think it was a New Game Plus weapon. But it was such an awesome addition. And there is some significance behind that, because the developers sat there and commented on the fact that the reason Pyramid Head has a great knife and you have a great knife is because it's supposed to represent two blades of I guess a pair of scissors. Because Pyramid Head is essentially a reflection of James. So not having that blade really sucks. See, another complaint about Silent Hill 2 Remake is sometimes when you swing with the chainsaw, James will miss a lot. Which can be very stressful. But all of these complaints are so minor in comparison to how good Silent Hill 2 Remake is, that, in my opinion, this still deserves that God tier rating. This is one of the few games that I feel comfortable labeling as God tier. And out of all the games I've ever played, there are only two games that I feel comfortable labeling as God tier. That being Cyberpunk 2077 and Silent Hill 2 Remake. And the reason why I say remake instead of the OG is because of not only the things added in the remake, the fact that the remake improved a lot of the things that the original didn't do so well, but also because of how fun the gameplay is. Like, I've played this so many times that I wound up getting burnt out of it. I wouldn't play the original this many times. Oh, and the voice acting is just great. Like, holy shit. Overall, I give this game a 10 out of 10. And mind you, when I say a 10 out of 10, that's not saying that the game is perfect, because everything has its flaws. It's saying that the game is just top tier. You know, despite its flaws, it is almost perfect. It is an almost perfect game.
James!
Leave her alone. Leave us both the hell alone.
I know what you are. I know why I needed you. But it's all over now. I don't need you anymore.
Now is time for you to prove it.
I'm ready.
Ah, fuck. Ah. Ah, fuck. Ah, fuck. I will completely admit, the first time I ever played this, Pyramid Head fucked me up. He was like the only boss that really fucked me up. Alright, so earlier I mentioned the fact that there was one part in the game that was going to have like a super long area. And I mean like comedically, famously long. This is the second one. The first one was the super long staircase, but for the Maria ending, we have to run through this and not listen to the full speech. So I'm going to talk over it. So whenever we get the rebirth ending, we can actually listen to the full thing and it won't sit there and sound like a repeat. But going back to the original versus the remake, this has improved so much. Down to the gameplay. It's something as simple as the gameplay, hinting at the various theories, hinting at other games. Because Walter Sullivan is better hinted at in the remake than he was the original. He was still hinted at, but not as good. Because obviously, when the original version of 2 was made, 4 wasn't out yet. I will say, though, that was perfectly timed. Where she was like, "Are you deaf? Don't come back." And we just leave. But this is one of those few games that I genuinely think that the remake is better than the original. And it is like so good to the point of me saying that I genuinely believe that Silent Hill 2 Remake is the best remake of a game of all time. And I remember talking about that on TikTok, and someone had sat there and said, no, Final Fantasy VII is. And all I can say about Final Fantasy VII is I haven't played it, so full disclosure. However, we're talking about a game that has required, 3 different releases to remake one game. And technically 2, because they did remake the PSP Crisis Core. However, that means that the original had 2 releases to complete one game. Final Fantasy VII Remake has 3 releases to tell the full story. So that is, in my opinion, still so ridiculous. When you need that many releases to tell one story for one remake, that is just ridiculous. And I have to dock it points for that. Now, I will say, I have seen a lot about it, and it does look great. But I can't give it the title of the best when it does that. Previously, the best remake was the Resident Evil 1 GameCube remake, which has also been ported to basically everything at this point. Because it kept almost everything amazing about the original Resident Evil 1 and added more to it. Same with the Silent Hill. However, just like Silent Hill 2 Remake, there is some things that they removed that were just like, why? For example, the Jill sandwich line, which does bring up a question in the canon, but that aside, it is still better than the original because it improved everything and took away so little.
Mary?
James. I've been waiting. It's been so long. Didn't you want to see me?
Yes. More than anything. You're all I ever wanted.
That's not true. Is it?
Mary?
You killed me, James.
Yes. I did. I couldn't bear to see you suffer.
Don't make excuses. I know how you saw me, how you felt. You really hated me. Didn't you?
It's true, I may have had some of those feelings. It was a long 3 years. I was so tired.
I guess I understand. I know I was a burden. You wanted a long, happy life. Something I couldn't give. Can she?
Mary, please, if I could...
No, James. Those were the last precious moments I had. How could I ever forgive you?
Final boss time!
James. James.
I'm sorry.
James.
But what's done is done.
James.
There's no going back.
What is this?
Is what you've been looking for.
Let's go. Better do something about that cough.
And there it is, Vicious Cycle. There it is, Party Like It's 2001. Ooh. Holy shit. This track is a banger. I kind of wish, part of me wishes that I left Party Like It's 2001 for my final trophy, but I did let my friend pick, so being that I did let him pick, I have to honor that. But I think Party Like It's 2001 might be my favorite trophy. We are going to skip the credits. We've pretty much seen all these, except now that we've got the Maria ending. It's 7 out of 8 endings. Enemies killed by melee, exactly 300. I'm gonna screenshot that. Continue. Alright, so now we have gotten that trophy. I can... Good, they've already automatically unpinned themselves. So now I have 3 trophies remaining other than You Made Me Happy, which is the name of the Platinum Trophy. So we have Pieces Unarranged, which is to collect all the strange photographs in a single playthrough, collect all memos in a single playthrough, and then interact with bread, which is, it's bread. Oh, I think that might have jump-started what I needed to give me energy to get through the remaining trophies. Now we are going to load from... our Lakeview Hotel save, and we're going to get some of the other endings. So one of the endings that we are going to get will be an original ending. I think, you know what? That's going to be the one we're going to get right now. So, let's go. I'm also really glad to see endings I haven't seen before. Because I haven't seen the Maria ending. Like, I've seen the final cutscene, but, like, the conversation on the bed, I didn't really see the conversation. But, like, seeing new endings definitely does help. Key items. I feel good. Da, 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 da. I knew that I would. Na, 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 na. All right.
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful. You know what I heard? This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why. It's too bad we have to leave. Promise you'll take me again, James.
I promise.
Come on, we need to finish packing. James, honey, did something happen?
No, it's fine. Everything's fine.
I love that the different endings will play different music. Such a nice touch. That was the Bliss ending. Now, I will say, I don't like it as much as any of the other endings. If I were to rank the endings, Bliss would probably be at the bottom. I do love the moment, though. They're just because I think it is the worst ending doesn't mean that I think it's a bad ending. It's very mysterious and definitely plays into that like Silent Hill-ness of it. as far as what happened, I think what had happened was because he did not face the truth of what happened, he was sent back to the beginning of his adventure. That I do believe that the loop theory is true. But that being said, there's no guarantee it is true. And who knows what actually happened with this ending. I absolutely love this though. Such an interesting ending, especially for an original ending. But I believe that there is an ending that Blooper Team made that is better, which is the stillness ending. It's a variation of the in-water ending, but I feel like it is better than the in-water. Now, I also believe that the loop theory is true because of what happens in the Maria ending. I think that after James gets to silent, after him and Maria get to the overview area, that he winds up repeating what happened. Because it winds up lining up pretty well. You unlock the door, and we'll assume it resets after you unlock the door. You unlock the door, you've forgotten what happened, you go to wash your face off, come out, and it's it perfectly lines up with the intro. Because in the intro, the door's already unlocked, and it's open. That's where you find the map. So, I definitely believe that the loop theory is true. Let's do it again. Let's get a different ending. This time, we're going to go for the... You know what? The alien ending is super quick. We'll go ahead and get that ending, and then we'll go for the rebirth ending. But because we're going to go for both, we don't really need to go through the normal path. We're going to go ahead and quickly grab... I believe it was in here. Yeah, it was in here. This, Lost Memories. The Book of Lost Memories. My apologies. Earlier I said Book of Memories. That's my bad. Alright. So we are back. We're going to save again. So that right after we get the alien ending, we can quickly get the rebirth ending. Why am I going this way? I need to go up these stairs. And now, we get the alien ending. And that was the Alien ending. Now, not technically one of the original endings, but it was an ending from the original game. And the reason why I say not technically one of the original endings is because it is altered. It is not the same. But that also kind of hints to the loop theory, which I do enjoy. Which, the reason I say it still hints to the loop theory is because that is old James. So it is possible that the whole idea of the loop has to do with aliens. That is only a theory, though. It could also be a projection that Silent Hill is created to mess with to mess with James, essentially. But I feel like it does still hint at the loop theory. But that was the Alien ending. Alright. Let's go ahead and skip this. Yes, we already know. Now, there's only one ending that I did not get, and that is, in my opinion, the best ending, which is Stillness. I haven't gotten the Stillness ending, but I have already seen it. So we're going to load our game. Okay. All right. Now that we have the Book of Lost Memories, all we got to do is continue with the game like normal. Huh. You say, huh, like you don't know what happened there. We both know what happened there. Now, the Alien ending is, like I said, it's a meme ending, but it's a meme ending that started with the original Silent Hill. But it was made famous by Silent Hill 2 original. And almost every single game has the Alien ending.
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful. You know what I heard? This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why. It's too bad we have to leave. Promise you'll take me again, James?
Hey, there you are. Do you know where Mary is? Come on. Talk to me.
Mary's gone. She's dead.
Liar. That's a lie.
No. It's the truth.
She died because she was sick?
I killed her.
Killer? Why did you do it? I hate you. I want her back. Give her back to me. I knew it. You didn't care about her. I hate you, James. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. She was always waiting for you. Why? Why?
I'm sorry. Mary, you know, isn't here.
James!
Mary?
James! Where are you? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you. Please, come to me. Do you hear me? Please, why won't you come?
But where? Where are you?
You're so close now. Please, don't give up. Don't leave me out here, James. James.
All right. Whenever I do the strange photographs, I'm gonna sit there and look up a guide to get the stillness ending. Because I really do want to see that. Come on, James. You don't need to squeeze through that. This time, we're gonna fight Triangle Boy and the final boss, mainly using this bad boy. And over here you can look through the wood planks to see the elevator. Which the reason I point that out is because I didn't do it previously. If I'm not mistaken, never mind. I don't want to spoil everything about what happens, or spoil everything about the truth about what happened. Gotta leave some elements of mystery. Oh, I wanted to pull up the handgun. No, handgun. Thank you. I mean, technically I wasn't wrong about there being ammo on that shelf. I just forgot it was later.
Mama? Mama! I was looking for you. You're the only one left. Maybe then I can finally rest. Mama. What's wrong? Wait. You're not my mama. It's you.
I'm sorry, Angela. I think you were right. What we're looking for, it's not here. Not anymore.
for helping me earlier. But I wish you hadn't. Even Mama said it. I deserve what happened.
No, Angela, that is not true.
Don't pity me. I'm not worth it. Or maybe you think you can save me? Will you love me? Care for me? Heal all my pain? That's what I thought. James. Give me back the knife.
No, I won't.
Saving it for yourself. Have it your way. It doesn't change anything.
It's hot as hell in here.
You see it too? For me, it's always like this.
Not gonna lie, Angela is the saddest character in the whole series. I'm sorry, no competition. Her story is absolutely heartbreaking. Am I supposed to put in a key and then a combination? Oh, shit. I realized something. I know the key that's supposed to go in there. Shit. Okay, being that this is the last ending we're getting, we're gonna go ahead and save here. Because if you notice, I don't know what's up with this save, but all of my saves have that. And this is my personal playthrough that I was working on with the Maria ending. The one where I was having to start a fresh playthrough to get all the notes.
James!
Leave her alone. Leave us both the hell alone. I know what you are. I know why I needed you. But it's all over now. I don't need you anymore.
Is that so?
I'm ready.
Well then, prove it. That's some bullshit. And it's done. I was kind of hoping to get through that not getting hit, but I didn't even get the opportunity to dodge whenever he hit me with that two-piece. Damn, bro, you didn't need to take the whole thing. You could have backed up a couple inches. Now that we have all the items for the rebirth ending, it doesn't matter what door we go through.
What do you want, James? Flowers? I don't want any dead flowers. Just go home already. Look at me. I'm disgusting. Between the disease and the drugs, I look like a monster. Well, what are you looking at? Get the hell out of here. Leave me alone already. I'm no use to anyone. I'll be dead soon anyway. It'd be easier if they just killed me. But I guess the hospital's making a nice profit off of me. Why are you still here? I told you to go. Are you deaf? Don't come back. James. Wait. Please. Don't go. Don't leave me alone. I didn't mean what I said. Please. Tell me it'll be okay. Tell me I'm not gonna die. Help me.
And that was Mary's speech in this hallway that we skipped. This game is one of the very few that manages to bring me on the edge of shedding a tear. It is just so heartbreaking. And it's kind of easy to see both sides of things. Both James and Mary, Angela's perspective as well as Eddie's. All these characters are gray, and it isn't so easy to judge them. Eddie is honestly the easiest to judge, or actually Eddie and Angela. But at the same time, while they are easy to judge, it's also so easy to see where they come from as far as the decisions they've made. But what Eddie did was absolutely unforgivable, despite what he's been through. Alright. Cutscene time.
James. What's wrong? Aren't you happy to see me?
I'm sorry. I know what you are, Maria.
What does it even matter? I am here for you.
You're not her.
She's gone, and she's not coming back.
You're wrong. There's a way. I can still bring her back.
What? No, that's not true.
But before I do, I need to kill that part of me that still clings to you.
Who the hell do you think you are? You don't get a say in this. Not anymore. Like it or not, I am here now. And I won't let it end like this.
Love that quick interaction is so different. Fucking hell. Take your drugs. I will admit, despite them doing this whole spider thing twice, I don't mind it because despite them doing it twice, it is a massive improvement on both boss fights. Because the boss fight for Maria/Mary in the original, it was not good. And the Flesh Lips boss fight wasn't the best in the OG either. Didn't bother to get close. Just boom.
Mary. You look so peaceful. Forgive me for waking you. But without you, I just can't go on. This town, Silent Hill. The old gods haven't left this place. And they still grant power to those who venerate them. Power to defy even. Mary.
Now this is one of the endings from the original, and oh, I genuinely believe that it is such a great decision, despite how odd it is, to not show what happens when he performs this Crimson Ceremony. Because, like, it leaves that, like, mystery, that intrigue. It leaves you wondering, did it work? And if it worked, what happened? I absolutely love what they did there. My question is, what do you guys think happened when he performed this Crimson Ceremony? And being that this was the final ending that we have gotten for this playthrough, for this stream, we probably won't return to Silent Hill 2 unless I do like a challenge run. So, out of respect for not only Blooper Team for this god tier remake, but also for Team Silent, who made the original. I'm going to let these credits play, And I do that with basically any game that I absolutely love. I will let the credits play. And this does, I do it on stream, especially on Twitch, because that's where I play most of these absolutely amazing games. But it's just like, I don't know, a respect thing for me. Just a quiet thing to show that I massively respect how much effort is put into making such an amazing game. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm not sure what we're gonna play next, but wow. I am so glad that Blooper Team did such an amazing job with this remake. I am so glad to see Silent Hill coming back, making a return after its apparent death when Kojima left Konami. And in all honesty, if we're being completely honest, it wasn't going to make a return with PT either. Because PT, it was essentially a goodbye letter from Kojima to the fans and explaining why he was leaving. PT was a Silent Hill game that was never meant to come out in the first place. And it shows. Like, if you pay attention to the metaphor and everything in the game, you can see that it was never meant to actually come out. But man, was it horrifying. Was it great. But it was something that was never meant to be. Fortunately, it wasn't the end of Silent Hill. I'm so glad that this amazing series, this amazing artistic deep series doesn't... I'm glad to see that it didn't die. It had some rough times after the closure of the original Team Silent. Went through a lot of ups and downs and a whole lot of mediocre. But it's still going. And now we're at a point where it is back to being the absolute peak art it was when it started. Not necessarily started, because Silent Hill 1 wasn't too artistic. It was artistic in many ways, and it was very unique. But Silent Hill 2 is really where they pulled out the paint and let loose. Man. I cannot express just how much I can't wait for Blooper Team to release the remake of Silent Hill 1. They did such an amazing job with Silent Hill 2 remakes. Silent Hill 2's remake, I hope that they get to make more. Now, obviously, I think that they are going to remake Silent Hill 3 after they finish with 1. I really hope that they get to remake 4 as well as many other games in the series from the post-Team Silent era. But I definitely hope, because of how good they have done, I hope that Konami gives them the opportunity to make an original Silent Hill game. But regardless of what lies in the future, I look forward to seeing more from Blooper Team, as well as looking forward to seeing more from this wonderful, legendary horror franchise. I just hope that Konami doesn't drop the ball with this series again. Because after they shut down Team Silent, it hasn't been the same. But at least now we're back to a point where it is absolutely wonderful to be a Silent Hill fan, to be a horror fan. Well, thank you for joining on in. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching this playthrough as much as I enjoyed playing this game. It is such an amazing game. If you have not played it, play it. It is one of the very few games that I would ever feel comfortable labeling God tier. With that being said, hope you have a fantastic day. I will be streaming on Twitch later on today, so if you'd like to join, I will be playing Bully. And I will be streaming this Saturday. We will be continuing with Resident Evil 5. But until next time, I am the Comic Geek. I'll see you later.